Only 2% of people who try to lose weight ever actually succeed at burning real fat and keeping it off. 2%. I'm Dr. Berg, turning keto and health science into simple habits that transform lives. And the reason that number is so devastatingly low is not because people lack willpower or discipline. It's because almost everything the mainstream has been telling people about fat burning for decades is wrong. The average woman in America spends 17 years of her life dieting. 17 years! And still not getting the result she's working so hard for. That is not a personal failure. That is a system built on incorrect information. Today we're going to fix that by going back to what physiology textbooks actually say about how the human body burns fat. Your body runs on two primary fuel sources, fat and stored sugar. There is technically a third, muscle protein, but your body only resorts to burning muscle when you are severely ill or in extreme starvation. Under normal circumstances, we're working with two fuels, fat and sugar. Your body stores sugar in the liver and in the muscles in a form called glycogen. When you're not eating, that glycogen releases into the bloodstream to keep you fueled. And if you consume more sugar than you need, the body converts the excess and stores it as fat. Now, here's how fat burning actually works at a hormonal level. Fat burning hormones, based on what you eat and what you do, signal the fat cells to release specific enzymes called lipase enzymes. These are hormone-sensitive enzymes that break down stored fat into ketones. Ketones are the byproduct of fat metabolism. And your body, including your brain, can run on ketones with extraordinary efficiency. In fact, ketones are a cleaner, more stable fuel source than glucose. On the other side, fat-making hormones trigger the storage of sugar and the conversion of excess sugar into body fat. Most people, without realizing it, are living entirely in this second mode. They are burning sugar, only sugar, all day, every day. And here's why that matters for weight loss. When you cut calories on a high sugar diet, you might lose some water weight in the first few days. That feels like progress. But then the plateau hits, and it hits hard because you never actually transitioned into burning fat. You were just depleting and refilling your sugar stores. I've measured this directly on patients with equipment that tracks actual fat burning. The pattern is unmistakable. Water weight loss, then a plateau, with almost no real fat being burned at all. So what is the single factor that determines which fuel your body uses? One hormone. Insulin. Insulin, even in small amounts, has the power to completely shut down fat burning. It doesn't reduce it, it doesn't slow it down, it shuts it off. Think of insulin as a locked door between you and your fat stores. As long as insulin is present, even at moderate levels, that door stays locked. It doesn't matter if you're eating less, it doesn't matter if you're exercising more. If insulin is elevated, you are burning sugar, not fat. This is why the everything in moderation approach consistently fails. Eating half the amount of sugar still produces enough insulin to block fat burning completely. The relationship is not gradual. Insulin does not have to be low. It has to be essentially zero before the body will switch over to burning fat and producing ketones. This is what ketosis is. Ketosis is the metabolic state where your body has shifted from running on sugar to running on fat. It is the state we want to get into, and it is one of the healthiest things you can do for your blood sugar, your heart, your brain, and conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome, where insulin resistance is almost always at the root. Now, I want to set a realistic expectation here, because this is where most people give up unnecessarily. Getting into ketosis does not happen overnight. Tapping into sugar stores is easy. Your body has been doing it your entire life. But switching your metabolism over to burning fat, what's called keto-adaptation, takes time. Sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks. In some people who have been running on sugar their whole lives, it can take a month or even 5 to 6 weeks before true deep fat burning is fully established. You will see ketones in your urine within a few days, and that's a positive sign. But don't stop there. The full adaptation takes longer. Most people quit right before the transition happens. They try it for a week, don't see dramatic results, and go back to what they were doing before, not realizing they were days away from their body finally making the switch. Stick with it. The adaptation will happen, and when it does, a remarkable number of problems resolve on their own. Now let's talk about exactly what to eat to get there. The macronutrient breakdown is specific, and it probably looks nothing like anything you've been told before. 5 to 10% of your total daily calories should come from carbohydrates. And the carbohydrates we're talking about are vegetables, not grains, not fruit, not anything processed. Vegetables. Even though they contain a small amount of carbohydrate, they carry the vitamins and minerals your body cannot get from protein and fat alone. The net sugar load from vegetables is extremely low, and your body handles it well. 25% of your calories should come from protein. This is not the Atkins diet. Atkins was built around very high protein. What I'm describing is moderate protein, roughly 4 to 6 ounces per meal. And importantly, you want protein that comes with its natural fat intact. Do not go for lean proteins during this transition. The fat that comes with protein sources is part of what helps you get into and stay in ketosis. 65 to 80% of your total calories should come from fat. I know that sounds alarming if you've been told your whole life that fat makes you fat. So let me address that directly. Eating fat does not trigger insulin. This is the critical distinction. Sugar triggers insulin. Protein triggers a moderate insulin response. Fat is essentially neutral with respect to insulin, which means eating fat does not block fat burning. It actually supports the metabolic environment needed for ketosis. I learned this accidentally in high school when I was wrestling and trying to gain weight. I started eating more fatty foods expecting to gain weight, and I lost weight instead. At the time, it confused me completely. Years later, when I understood the physiology, it made perfect sense. Here's something else worth understanding about fat and cholesterol, because this comes up every time. Your body produces approximately 2,000 milligrams of cholesterol every single day on its own. Why would your body manufacture that much if it didn't need it? Cholesterol is the structural material around every cell in your body. It's the raw material for your hormones, especially your stress hormones. It's concentrated in the lens of your eye and enormously concentrated in your brain to support nerve connectivity and function. And your body is intelligent about it. When you eat more cholesterol, your body produces less. When you eat less, your body produces more. It regulates the supply based on intake. One egg contains about 300 milligrams, meaning you'd need to eat roughly 40 eggs just to match what your body already makes every single day. The fear of dietary fat and cholesterol is not supported by how your physiology actually works. The healthy fats we're talking about are real whole food fats, not deep fried anything. Eggs, fatty cuts of quality meat, avocado, olive oil, butter from grass-fed sources, nuts. These are the fats that fuel ketosis. Now, once your body has fully adapted to fat burning, and this is important to understand, it becomes sensitive. It will not take much sugar to knock you back out of ketosis. A small amount of sugar, once your body has made the switch, is enough to reactivate insulin and pause fat burning temporarily. This is not a failure. It's just how the system works. Stay consistent and your body will return to fat burning quickly. Add exercise on top of this nutritional foundation and the results compound dramatically. Professional athletes are increasingly moving toward this approach because the performance benefits, stamina, endurance, mental clarity, and recovery are measurable and significant. Your cells are running on a cleaner fuel, and they perform accordingly. Let me give you the picture in one clear summary. The reason almost everyone fails at fat loss is because they are trying to burn fat while insulin is elevated, and that is physiologically impossible. The only path to actual fat burning is getting insulin to 0, which requires getting sugar and refined carbohydrates out of the diet. Replace those calories with healthy fats, moderate protein, and vegetable carbohydrates, and your body will make the shift into ketosis. It takes patience and consistency, but the biology is not working against you. It is working exactly as designed. If you want the specific breakdown of which exact fats to eat, what combinations work best, and some practical meal and snack ideas to make this work in real life, I've linked a downloadable guide below this video. Check that out, apply it, and give your body the time it needs to adapt. The 2% who succeed are not special. They just finally got the right information. Now you have it too.